about the Middle East. Can you tell us what kind of weapons is the U.S. sending to Israel since the October 7th attack? Some media reports talk about 15,000 bombs, some of them very large. Is this accurate?
So on the precise numbers, I'd refer you to the Defense Department. They would be in the best position to be able to lay out the provision of security assistance since October 7th. Yep.
Two questions, if I may, Jake. First, as you look at post-conflict Gaza planning, are you optimistic that you can get buy-in from Arab country partners on refugee resettlement? And second, if I may, on the Ukraine aid, is the president personally getting involved yet with calls to those up on the Hill, or is that something that you feel will come later?
The president has spoken to leaders on the Hill in the course of the past couple of weeks on the supplemental. He will continue to do so as necessary. As you know, he's quite hands-on when it comes to dealing with the Hill, particularly on a national security priority like this. And I wasn't sure I understood your first question. What are you referring to on, what do you mean by refugee resettlement?
Look at post-conflict Gaza. I mean, obviously there's going to have to be a lot of talks on refugee resettlement with other countries that might be involved. I mean, are you looking at that with optimism that these partners will follow through on things that you can all agree on?
You mean resettling Palestinians from Gaza to their countries? That's what you're referring to? We're not in active talks with countries about resettling Palestinians out of Gaza into other countries at this time. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Just following up on Ukraine, what's the plan B if this funding doesn't get approved by Congress? Is that where the Lend-Lease program could be of use? And then what's your estimation of how long before the Ukrainians run out of essentials like bullets, spare parts, food, stuff like that?
When we provide what we call a drawdown package to Ukraine, that is weapons in U.S. stocks that we send to Ukraine for use on the battlefield, we then take money Congress has given us and buy new weapons to replace the weapons we've given so that we don't impact U.S. readiness. That's the basic structure of it. When we run out of money to buy weapons to replace the weapons we're giving, and this is the point of Director Young's letter, we are not in a position to continue to supply weapons to Ukraine. That is the stakes with this vote. We need to see the Congress step up in a bipartisan way to support it, because there's no way around the simple arithmetic that if there's no funding to provide weapons to Ukraine, we're just not in a position to continue to provide weapons to Ukraine. We've asked for that funding. We've received that funding in multiple rounds since the war began in February of 2022, and we have put it to quite remarkable use, saving Kyiv, saving Kherson, winning back, or saving Kharkiv, winning back Kherson, allowing Ukraine, enabling Ukraine to retake 50% of the territory that was taken, and saving that entire country from being dominated by Russia. So at this point, it's a pretty simple choice. The Congress has got to step up and provide the funding, because in the absence of that, as Director Young put it, there's not a magical pot of money out there that we can go dip into that we have been hiding off in the corner. It's straightforward. Congress has got to provide the funding, or the United States cannot continue to support Ukraine. We will continue to try to rally others to do so, but others looking at us and saying, you're not giving the money, it undermines the case that we can make to the broad-based international coalition that we have pulled together. Now, the good news is a very strong majority of both Democrats and Republicans support giving this aid, and so there is no earthly reason why it shouldn't be put to a vote in the House and the Senate. And if it were put to a vote in the House and the Senate, you'd see overwhelming bipartisan support for providing this funding.